So, can you make these pay? Well, any woodworking project. As I put in my my little write-up, this is what I do. I make things like this out of scrap wood. So this is just old decking. I think this one is I got from next door or another little job. I have people call me up to go and fetch scrap wood. Normally I don't even have to sort of advertise or even look, because people are calling me up. So this is what you potentially can make, and I use bird boxes as my bread and butter really. I can always go to, and they take next to nothing to make, less than a metre of decking in this, and a couple of little feather edge boards is off any scrap fence. I put a single serve glue at the back, so you can glue the perch in, and I always put a little homemade label on it with a bit of twine, and basically you can sort of hang that on there, and they look good, and again they're great for gifts and they sell all day at 20 quid. I mean, I've seen people selling on Etsy and eBay and things like that for more. Again, I'm not greedy. They cost a couple of quid probably to make, with brackets and hinges and bits and pieces. So, you know, you've got to go and get the timber. Someone actually commented on here and said, are you not just as well go and buy the timber, because you've got to go and fetch it, you've got to clean it up, you've got to de-nail it, you've got to sand it, and I absolutely agree. But it's where you draw the line to how much money you spend to how much money that you make. I like the idea of reusing old timber. It gives it, another purpose. I do like that, and I don't value my time maybe as much as others. I class this more as a hobby, and keeping my head right, my mental health and everything else right. So I'm in a unique position where I don't really charge for my time as much maybe as I should, and I obviously that is a factor, but this is why things get shitter. People start making this, for instance, and it's great when they first make it, they're chunky and but then they start making savings and cutting back on things, using less chunky timber, using flimsy hinges and brackets and things like that to keep making more money and more money and more money. I just try and keep consistent and keep quality, and sometimes that is difficult. The last thing you need on anything selling, if you want to make this pay, is you need to provide a service, and it's got to be a 10 out of 10 service. Find something that you like making, that you're good at. Trust me, you won't like making them for very long. Find something that you're good at. Find something like bird boxes. They are all year round. People buy them for gifts, for birthdays, Christmases. They are a nice little staple. You don't make a huge amount of money on them, but they're not also, you don't spend a huge amount of time on them either. So giving them away as presents and to customers that you even pick timber up off. If I pick scrap timber up, I'll give them a free bird box. But the idea behind that bird box is that they'll like it and they'll want more. So I mean, I'm never ever quiet. If I'm quiet, I'm making bird boxes. So added to my portfolio, I have a lot of lamps and lights and they're another good seller. If you're quite savvy with electrics, or you know somebody that is, have a play with electric. What terrible advice. There's no kids watching this. Yeah, have a play with electrics, see how it goes. No, if you're not great at electrics, don't have a play with electrics. But they're always good sellers if you can turn your hand to that. I can, and you can put switches on and bulbs, and you can wrap rope, cable and stuff. You can really jazz things up, and the whole reason behind doing what I'm doing and putting this on is because I want to evolve a little bit. I want to, if YouTube can sustain itself one day, my idea is the subscribers will tell me what they've seen or what they want me to make, see if it works, see how it looks, blah, blah, blah. I'll make it and then I'll give it away free to my subscribers. One of the reasons behind this is because I'm fucking bored and it'd be nice to make different things and try new things out. We all want to do that. We all want to think, oh, you know what? I really want to try this project today. I made a hedgehog box. And I actually put a short on about it, and I will put the video on of it, but I'm not happy with it. I don't know, I don't know, but same sort of thing. I spent quite a few hours on it, and then you think, I don't want to be making many of these. So if anyone turns around and says, oh great, I'll have one of them. You don't want the attitude of, oh God, I've got to make it now. You want to be sort of, not, you know, psyched that you've sold it because they're relatively easy to make and you've made money. So I'm up for a bit of a challenge, and this is how I want to progress. I want to make new things, one-offs. I've just had an order from somebody to make a bench out of sleepers. Very interesting. I love stuff like that. I've never made a bench out of sleepers before. I've used sleepers and I've made benches, but never used it too. So yeah, this is basically just a random video saying, yes, you can make this pay. Yes, you can make crafts, woodworking pay. Absolutely you can, but it's a bit like anything. You can make chefing pay, but you've got to be top of your game. And that's the difference. You've got to find a niche. You haven't got to be different to everybody else. You can, you know, just be sort of in the middle and do that. But if you want to do well at it, and enjoy doing it, then you've got to put your own little twist on things. I think you've got to make people want your product. Why your product? And that's the market I feel you've got to tap into. And once you can tap into that market, you start selling your little signature pieces. Like, you know, if you start making these, for instance, put your own twist on this. Let me know. I mean, always interested to progress myself, but you know, you can always put your own twist on this, and try your hand. And don't sell things too cheap. Don't sell yourself short. You know, when I first started making these years ago, I think I was selling them for $5 each, or two. I can't remember, two for a tenner. Yeah, $7.50 each, I think, or 2 for a tenner. And now they're £20 each. But I take a lot of care and time and effort into these now, a bit more than I did. And I'm more known for doing that, and being known for making a good job and charging a little bit extra, I always think is better than being a bit shit but cheap. Yeah, it might take you a bit longer to sell some things, but when you do, you'll be getting the right money for them. So don't sell yourself short. Yeah, so chat over. Yes, you can make money at this. Yes, you can enjoy the work. And yes, I'd like to carry on. So yeah, subscribe and we can make some nice things together. And if you've got any ideas, well, let me know and I'll make it for you.